In today's Microsoft Excel tutorials video, we are going to see the function which is known as VLOOKUP in Microsoft Excel. Now this VLOOKUP function is considered very important, and the reason behind it is that it is used to ease our task. Now this VLOOKUP function is used mainly whenever we want to search any kind of a data in our table. So as the name suggests, VLOOKUP is composed of first letter is V, which means vertical, and lookup is to look up or search for a value in a table. So this VLOOKUP function helps us to search for any kind of a value in a vertical table. Now there is another counterpart of this VLOOKUP function, and that function is known as the HLOOKUP function, which we will see in the next video. So in this video we will be focusing only on VLOOKUP. We will see that what are the various parameters of the VLOOKUP function, how can we use it, what are its various usages, and why it is very important. So the first question is why it is very important. So for that I have a table with me over here. Now this table has 4 columns, that is name, days worked, cost per day, and total. So it total has collection of 6 records or 6 names, and we have data like how many days these 6 people worked, and their cost of working each day is different. So on the basis of the number of days worked and the cost, we have got the total. Now this is a simple table that is available to us, and suppose we want to find any kind of a record in this table. Suppose we want to find that what is the total amount that we need to pay to a person named as Roger. So a general approach of our searching would be like we would enter into this table, and since we already know the name is Roger, so we first go to this name column and then we will search for that particular name. So in the first row the name is Sam, which is not Roger, so we will just neglect this data. In the second one it is Roger, so we will take up this data. This means we are moving vertically. After that we will find the corresponding column which gives us the resultant information, and this column that we are looking for is the total cost or the total amount we need to pay to Roger. So then we will move horizontally and will reach to this total column, which is $960. So this is a general approach of searching for any kind of a value in a record. Now this is exactly what the VLOOKUP function does. It just searches for a particular value in the given table, and out of that particular value, what does it does is that it finds out the corresponding value of the particular column. Now here I have taken an example that I have just cited, that Roger is the person whose salary or the total amount we need to search, and its total amount we have kept as $960. Now this has already been stored over here, but what if we want to search for another person, say Tom? So for Tom we need to find out that what amount do we have to pay to Tom. So for that what do we need to do is first just go into this names column and search for this Tom value, and when we get this Tom we have to search for its salary, which is $800. But it is very easy to search over here because the table is very small. It has only 4 columns and some 6 rows. However, when you are working with a database, there are tons of data available to you. There are multiple columns, hundreds of columns, and thousands of rows. So in that particular case you cannot follow this kind of a approach. So that is the reason why we have got these lookup functions to easy our task. So the first lookup function that is used over here is the VLOOKUP function, and we can easily find out the salary that we need to pay to Tom using the VLOOKUP function. So for that I have kept this cell and I'm going to just start typing. Just put an equal sign, type in VLOOKUP. Then as you can see that it asks for 4 values. First of all is the lookup value. Now what is this lookup value? This lookup value tells the parameter that what value it needs to look for. In our case, what value do we need to look for is Tom. that is the name of the person. So since this Tom is present in this particular cell, so we are going to select this cell. That from here you will get this lookup value. Then put a comma to move to the next parameter, which is a table array. Now we need to tell to the Excel that what table array it does have to keep in consideration while searching for that value, or in which table it has to search for the Tom value. So the table over here is this table, so we are just going to select this whole table, that is from D4 till G10. Then put a comma, then it asks for a column index number. Now this column index number is the index number of the column of which we want to find our value. Since over here we need to find out the whole salary, so this is present in the totals column. Now this totals column, if we just count from the left hand side, is the first, second, third and the fourth column. So this 4 is going to be entered over here. Then put a comma, and then there is an option of true or false, which is range lookup, which has two values, true for approximate match and false for exact match. At this time I'm just going for an exact match, so that is why I'm keeping a 0 and then closing the parenthesis. Its functionality we are going to learn up very soon, or now all you have to do is this only, and then press enter. Now as soon as you press enter, you can see that you have got $800 as the answer, and this is exactly the answer that we want. Now Tom, as you can just cross check from the table, receives a salary of 800. But what if we just change some of the values over here? For example, instead of Tom, we want to find out Robert's salary. So we just put here Robert, and as soon as we press enter, then you can see that $1,200 is what we have got, and that is exactly the salary of Robert. So this is what the VLOOKUP function does. It eases your efforts. Now the reason we have chosen exact match was the exact match, or the 0 parameter that we provided for the range lookup values. What does it does? It searches for the exact value. Like Robert, it searches if Robert is present, then only it gives the result. What if we just type some name which is not present in this table? Suppose we type in Josh and press enter, then it gives an error. This means that it has not found the value Josh, and that is why it cannot display any result, and that is the usage of the exact match function. Now the approximate match, what does it does? It looks for an approximate value, and it cannot be used over the textual data and only over the numerical data. So if we just want to look up at a single or a simple definition of exact match and approximate match, then we can simply understand it with the example of ranges. Suppose some of the data is present which has the values, like if any data is more than 10, then you need to follow these steps. If it is less than 20, then you need to follow these steps. It is between 10 and 20, then some other steps needs to be followed. So in that case, whenever the range of a data is given to you, then the approximate match can be used, which is used to find out the approximate value out of the total lookup value that is given to us. So we are going to understand what is the usage of approximate match and how it can be used very easily to find out the approximate values. Now to clearly understand about the difference between the exact match and approximate match, what I have done is just deleted the first column of our table, that was the names column, and now we have days worked, cost per day and total. Now here I have kept 7, which is the exact value that is present in our table. So for that we have got the total cost as 700, which is exactly what we wanted. Now the another number that we have got over here is 4. Now this 4 is not present in the days worked column in our table, and that is why the value we have got for it is 330. Now the reason why we have got this value is because the value 3 is present over here, and this value 3 has got the corresponding value of $330. That is why 4 has also got a value of $330. And if you take a look at its formula, then we have kept the last argument as 1, which means we have kept the approximate match. Now what if for this 4 we keep an exact match instead of the approximate match? So we have this exact match function over here, and here if we just change its number to a 4, then you can see that we have got the error of value not available. We are going to see in detail the application and usage of the approximate match parameter of the VLOOKUP function. In the previous video, we saw that VLOOKUP is available in two variants. First is the approximate match and the second is the exact match. And in brief, we just discussed about what is the difference between approximate match and exact match. So in this video, I'm going to cover approximate match in detail for the VLOOKUP function, and apart from that, I'm also going to discuss about some of the rules of the VLOOKUP function that needs to be followed, and if they are not followed, then it results in some kind of an error or unusual result which we do not want. So first of all, we are going to look at the approximate match parameter of the VLOOKUP function. But before that, let us first revise our VLOOKUP function a little bit. So the VLOOKUP function is used for looking up the values in the vertical table. Now what is a vertical table? A table that has the column headings is known as the vertical table. And if we want to search any value in a vertical table, then we can use the VLOOKUP function. Now this VLOOKUP function accepts 4 parameters. The first parameter is the lookup value, or the value that we need to find or search in the table. The second parameter is the table array, which is generally the whole table from which we want our values to be searched. The third parameter is the column index number, which is the index number of the column whose values needs to be searched. And the fourth and the last parameter is the Boolean value, which stands for either approximate match or exact match. Now exact match only shows the result when the condition stands true, and approximate match searches for approximate values as well, and if the exact value is not present and any kind of an approximate value is also present, then it gives the result. The exact match in that case results in an error. So let us understand the usage of these two parameters with the help of an example. So this is our table 1, in which there are two columns. One is the sales column and the second is the commission column. Now here we have been given some records that if a person makes sales of a particular amount, then how much commission he is being paid by the company. So if the person makes no sales, then he is given no commission. If he makes a sales of $100, then he is given a commission of $5. Similarly, on a sale of $1,000, he is given a commission of $50. And on the sales of $10,000, he is given a commission of $100. Now, on the basis of this, we have given a criteria. And on the basis of this criteria, we want to find that how much commission does a salesman receives. So in this table, these two tables are exact same copies, and both of them have 3 columns. First is the name, the second is the sales amount, and third is the commission received. So here are 6 names of our salesmen and the data that how much sales they have made, and now we need to find out that how much commission they are going to receive. So for that, what we are going to do is perform a VLOOKUP function, or apply a VLOOKUP function to find out that how much commission they received. So first of all, what we are going to do is start writing our VLOOKUP function. But first of all, I'm just going to show that what happens when we provide a VLOOKUP with an exact match. So for that, what I'm going to do is come on the second record for Roger, who has done a sales of $800. And the table that I'm going to refer is this table. So this $800 is not present exactly in the sales column. So for this, I'm just going to apply this VLOOKUP function as equals VLOOKUP. The lookup value is going to be my sales amount. The table array is going to be this whole table. The column index number is going to be 2. And the range lookup is going to be exact match, so I'm putting a 0 over here and closing the parenthesis, then press enter. So you can see that we have got #NA, which means a non-availability error, and that is because we have used this exact match. Now if we just extend it to all these other records as well, Then we have got answers for only 2 records, that is for Sam, whose sales amount is $100, because $100 sales amount is present in our table, and for $1,000 as it was also present in our table. Now what if we write approximate match? So for that I just come over here and write a function for approximate match. Now just press VLOOKUP provided with the lookup value, which is nothing but my sales amount, then provide it with a table array like this one, then put a comma and provide it with a column index number, and now I'm going to provide it with a parameter as 1, signifying that I'm going to go with approximate match. Now then close the parenthesis and press enter. Now this is what we have got, $5, but that amount is already present in our table. And now if we just extend this formula to all our records, then you can see that for all the records we have got some values except for the last record. Now why we have not received the value for this record and an error? The reason you can see in the sales amount itself, it is a negative number, that is minus $10. Now minus $10 is not an invalid input for it, but it is considered invalid because in our sales table the data starts from 0 and below 0 there is nothing given in the table. So that is why that's a non-availability error given by the approximate match. Now if we look at some other values, like for $800 we have received a value as $5. So as you can see, $800 is not present in this table, but still we have got some value for it. Similarly, $1,500 was also not present, but still we have got $50 as the value, and $20,000 was also not present, still we have got some value for it. So this is the function of approximate match. Now let us understand that what is the calculation process of approximate match. Now on the basis of this sales and commissions table, I have created this table which tells that what is the sales amount and what is the commission that we get when we apply an approximate match function over it. So if any value is less than 0, because no criteria is given to us, then we get an error when we apply this approximate match function. If the amount is between $0 to $99, then we get the answer as no commission. If the amount is between $100 to $999, that is, if the sale is made from $100 to any amount till $999, then we receive a commission of $5. Similarly, for 1,000 or more up till $9,999, we receive a commission of $50. And for any amount that is equals to or more than 10,000, we receive a commission of $100. So that is how this VLOOKUP approximate match works, that whatever the value you give to it, the value one less than up to it is given the previous value. Like over here 100 is given that it will receive a commission of $5. So the value less than it is $99. So up to $99 it will tell that no commission is to be given. Now if we look at some of the rules of the VLOOKUP function, then first rule is only numerical values are possible for approximate match. So here I have written some names like Sam and Ron. Now Sam is present in the table, and for that we have got the value as $5. Here in the formula bar you can see the formula. So we have used this exact match, and in the case of Ron, whose value is not present, for the exact match we have got an error. Similarly, if we just type Sam and we have applied approximate match over here, so Sam value is present in the table, that is why we have got the $5 as the answer. But Jeremy, whose name is not present in the table, and here we have again applied this approximate match function, as you can see in the formula bar, still we have got non-availability error. This is because the values must always be in a numerical format for approximate match. Second rule is the left to right movement. Like we just provided the lookup value as sales, and for that corresponding lookup value we got commission. The other way around is not possible. If you can just see that for this, we have kept this VLOOKUP function, we have applied this VLOOKUP function, and we have kept $50 amount. So this $50 is what we are going to consider for a commission. $50 is present over here in the commission, and we just applied this function keeping the column index as 1, meaning for this corresponding commission value we need to find the sales value. So for that we have got the non-availability error, which means that the other movement is not possible, only left to right movement is possible. Now the second option is, or the third rule is, the lookup vector must be the first column in the table array, which is similar to the second rule only, that no reverse movement from right to left is possible. And there is one another rule for the approximate match only, that the range of the lookup value must always be arranged in an ascending order. If we just see this sales amount is arranged in an ascending order, that means it is increasing as we go towards the downside. So only in this kind of an arrangement the approximate match function is possible. So that is all about the rules that you need to keep in mind while applying a VLOOKUP function, and especially you have a better understanding of the approximate match. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.